Okay, we're going to change this
Sure.
John Hartford model Deering Banjo out with the standard head for a Kavanjo head. And first I'm going to start out with just undoing the And what I'm doing is I'm just running this in real time so you can see just about how long it would take to do this. I'm going to set this aside in a safe place. Start to put my screws in there. At this point it has the Fishman, and I'm going to just keep that in there for now. My first thing that I need to do is take off the tail piece. Loosen up the strings a little bit. Were those, where am I screwing those up? No. Now you can decide at this point if you want to change your strings or not. We're going to try to just keep these strings on here. Did I mention we're at the Telluride Bluegrass Festival? Woo-hee! All right. So what I do is I take these strings, I fold them back over, and then I real delicately take this capo and hold those strings right there. All right, so take the bridge off and put it in the same position over to the side, and now I gotta take off this guy here. So you have to go through your ratchet selection and figure out what size of a lug does this take. So here I'm looking at a taking off the head is not as important as the tension, maintaining the tension as you put the head on. So I normally crisscross back here like a tire on a car, but in this instance, when you're taking it off, I can just kind of rock through this right here. Now if you want to do a Fishman in conjunction with the Kavanjo, you can do that with no problem. They're completely different systems and they have their own output jack and everything. So here we're going to try to maintain the Kavanjo along with the Fishman pickup. Okay, so I've got a little trick, which is I don't unscrew these things all the way and start from scratch. I do them just enough that the head, that I can move them out of the way as I'm changing the head. It's kind of a little time saver trick here. So then I just come down here and just turn these guys around. We are taking off the armrest, which there's only one way to take the armrest off, which is to completely take the armrest off. But I'm remembering that I'm putting it between the 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm putting it back between 3 and 4 for when I assemble that. All right, so I'm moving these guys out of the way a little bit. This is a standard 11-inch by 11-inch diameter with a high crown, and so I just real gingerly take the rim off and then give that a safe place to sit. And then I'm going to slip the original head out, and I'm going to go for the Kavanjo, which comes with a grounding wire. So when you get your pickup, it's going to come to you like this, mounted on the head, and this little white wire right here is your grounding wire, which is going to attach to any piece of metal on the banjo, because in the end all the pieces of metal on the banjo connect at some point. So you've grounded out the whole instrument if you can get it to the right place, which this pickup is very, very quiet. I'm going to just give that a little The pickup comes with some reference lines here, which let you line it up with either the tailpiece back here, or even better, which is the center of the neck. Okay, I have taken the time to line up my my reference markings here on the Kavanjo. So at this point, I have this line right in the center of the neck, and I have this line right in the center of where the tailpiece goes in. If I flip this around, I just want to be cognizant of where my grounding wire is and that it's not underneath the head, because that would be a bummer to get the tension of the head brought up all the way and then realize that your grounding wire is underneath the head. So that's got to be clear. It's going to end up making it over to one of the tone rods, one of the tension rods. So at this point, I'm flipping it back around, and I'm going to add the rim. When you add the rim, you have to make sure that the banjo head does not change angle and float away from you, because if it does, you'll have to take the whole entire thing off and start again. So I have to maintain that this line stays in the center of the neck. On the rim, there's a slightly scalloped section. You have to make sure that you get that right in line with the neck. That's where the strings go through that canal and up into the toward the neck. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good. I have to monitor where the banjo head is so it doesn't wander on me. Alright, so we're putting the tension hooks in. I'm doing one here, one here, one here, one here. So I want to maintain my equal addition here to the head. And then I just start to go back and forth and repeat that process. So right here, when I get to these two, I want to make sure that the area where the strings come through that rim's beveled section is still lined up perfectly. And these two right here are kind of in charge of making sure that that doesn't wander around on you. So I'm going to get those on, and then I'm going to give those just a little bit of a push. I'm going to push down on the and now you can start to kind of grab the flange and the rim and push down a little bit more on the lugs that you've attached so far.